All right, y'all asked me to make a video on it, and we're going to talk about it today. And we're going to find out why so many musicians still love Cubase after all these years.
Bolo!
All right, Cubase has just released their newest Cubase 15, and a lot of people are very excited about it. And then you go to think about it, and it's like, man, Cubase has been around for a very, very, very long time. Very long time. And it's still here. Steinberg is still putting this thing out with a lot of new updates in it. It has a stem separation in it, has the modulators in it. They added a lot of great new features inside of the new Cubase 15, and Cubase is still hanging around after all of these years. It's crazy. And the thing I really think about Cubase is like, whatever version you're using. Like right now, I have version 13. The folks at Steinberg sent over Cubase 13, which is amazing. I tried the 14. I have not tried the 15 yet. So I did a demo of the 14. I haven't tried the demo of the 15 yet. I'm gonna see how that pans out. I'm gonna see how that works. But the 13 is incredible. It's incredible. I use it from time to time. I'm not like a heavy Cubase user, but I can see why a lot of people use it still to this day. I can see why, because it's like a cutting edge type of a program. It's like Studio One, where every time you turn around, they always try to find the things that were missed the last time. They go back and correct it. And that's what I really like about Cubase, is they really go back and they correct things that they didn't get on the last update. And they're not scared to correct the things that a lot of the users ask for. But this is the main thing that I do want to say about Cubase, all right? I think the reason why so many people love Cubase is because of the history of Cubase. And if you got to think back to a long time ago, when people started working on the laptops and computers, there was only a handful of programs that you really could, use back then, okay? Like Logic was on PC back then, but a lot of people wasn't using Logic like that. A lot of people was using stuff like, we're going to take it way back, like Cool Edit Pro. Y'all remember that? They changed the name of it too and all that. I think it was like Adobe Audition or something like that. I forgot what they changed the name to. And then a lot of people using Sonar at the time, Cakewalk. And then you had Cubase, and then you had Nuendo. I know y'all ain't forget about Nuendo now. I was a heavy Nuendo user. Because Nuendo had everything Pro Tools had. Even before Pro Tools even fixed it to like all the way up to like 2015, like Nuendo, the Nuendo I had in 2004 had more features than the Pro Tools that came out in 2015. Like, I love Nuendo. I used to sync my MPC to the Nuendo, and I used to track in all my beats and all that stuff. I was a heavy Nuendo user until I pretty much moved up here to Atlanta, and I knew I had to just get Pro Tools because all of the bigger studios had Pro Tools here in Atlanta at the time. But I was heavy on Nuendo, and a lot of other people were very heavy on Cubase and Nuendo at that time. And if you grew up during that time where a lot of people were using Nuendo and Cubase and stuff like that, it just kind of stuck with you. And once it sticks with you, it never goes away. And that's why I was so happy that when Steinberg sent over the Cubase 13, I got to use it. The only reason why I have not used it as much is because during that time, I was still learning Studio One at that time. And I just really kind of got stuck on Studio One at that time. Okay, I'm just going to be honest with you guys. So even though this is a new window, not new window, but a Cubase video, I got stuck on Studio One, and I tried to learn that program as much as I could. But then when I actually got to working on Cubase 13, it was phenomenal. I made some videos on it. Everything about it is just dope. It's just that another program got to me first. That's pretty much what it is. But I still use it from time to time. I still produce on it from time to time because I like how you can go in there and do all your samples. Like if I put an 808 in there, there's so much stuff I can do to that 808 right in that one screen. It is just dope. Like they really set that program up to last a very long time, and it really complements people who have been using that program for so long. And this is the thing. Now, I know some of you guys are thinking, well, there's other programs out right now, and I've talked about those in my other videos when I talked about DAWs. But this is what a lot of people don't understand, especially people in the States. I know a lot of people in the States use Pro Tools and stuff like that. I get it. I understand. But you don't know the impact of Cubase overseas. Like overseas, Cubase is used widely in a lot of studios over there, and they love Cubase. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the people here in the States that likes to make, music for like movies and stuff like that, they love Cubase. You know what I'm saying? That's like their choice program to actually do arrangements and stuff like that for movies. They love it. They love Cubase. And I see why, because they have so many different tools. It was like one of the first programs like really kind of integrate like having the sheet music and stuff like that. It's just a crazy program that had a lot of stuff. Like I'm just going back to thinking, like I used to use Cubase, I used to use Halion. I remember that was like the dopest thing ever when you had Halion. That's how you say it, right? Halion. I used to use that. I used to use that for like samples and stuff like that. It was just a really dope program that I used over the years. And you always kind of think about it like, man, I wonder what Cubase got going on. Wonder if it's still like, how it was, Nuendo was back in the day. And like I was saying before, a lot of people overseas loves Cubase. You'll see a lot of studios over there that has Cubase in it and they swear by it. And I'm telling you this, it's just a really, really, really good program. Now, I know the big Pro Tools boom took over in the mid 2000s and stuff like that. And a lot of people kind of left their Nuendo and Cubase rigs at that time. But I'm just here to tell you guys right now, with all the new features in the Cubase 15, for a lot of videos I've seen, of course, you got to watch the Dom Silas videos and a lot of the stuff that he has about Cubase. He is just like the king of it when it comes to like doing the Cubase stuff online. And I keep forgetting the other guy. What's my guy with the beard? Like he really knows his stuff on there as well. I watch a lot of his stuff. Y'all make sure y'all tag his name in the comments and stuff like that because he's really good with the Cubase stuff. And I like to watch their videos because I know they're going to give me the real on it when it comes to, Cubase type of stuff online. I like the new instruments and everything they put in the new Cubase 15. Sounds really dope. I like the little AI voice thing they got in there, so you can go in and have like, you can put like AI vocals or like, I don't know if it's AI, but you put vocals and stuff like that on there. I like how you can add modulation and stuff. They have all new modulation stuff in there. It's just a really dope, solid program. Like every time I've used it, it was no crashes. It's been no really big bugs like that. And of course, me using a Mac, you would think, okay, is it stable on PC? I know it's stable on PC. Is it stable on Mac? It's very stable. It's just one of those programs that I think when the big Pro Tools thing came around, it kind of got left behind with the newer musicians that came in that was just starting to do music and everybody was talking about Pro Tools. So everybody just kind of loaded up on Pro Tools and it kind of got left behind in a sense. But it didn't get totally left behind because a lot of people who used it before was like, hold on, I'm using Pro Tools. I know I got to use it, but it's just missing a few features that I wished I had in Nuendo because you got to think at that time, like Nuendo, Cubase, all that stuff, they had like the clip gain. We didn't get clip gain until later on with Pro Tools and stuff like that. That was already in this in the mid 2000s. They had so many different features that was so much better than Pro Tools at the time. And I would always ask myself, I'm like, man, what happened? Why not more big studios using this? And with the hardware inserts and stuff like that, yeah, I get it. But just like the feel and overall just going through the program, it was so much easier. But then once I started learning Pro Tools, I learned all the quick keys and all the stuff like that. I was much more efficient on it. And I would kind of go back to Cubase and I'd be like, dang, this thing still has a lot of features that are better than Pro Tools, but why? But then, once you kind of look at it, they were teaching Pro Tools in schools. A lot of the newer musicians got up on it, and that's what they were saying, hey, you need to use this. If you want to be a professional musician, you got to get this. Then they were making a whole bunch of different things, like you had the inbox for it. You had all of the interfaces and stuff with HD rig systems and all that stuff like that. So if you had all the big studios using it, then if you were going to record at home, you want to have something that you can take with you to the bigger studios, and that's how it is. Things are changing now because a lot of people are doing things on their own, in their own personal, studios and stuff like that, where people are just mixing and mastering in their own programs right now. Or if they'll take it, they'll bounce it down into waves and import it into another program and stuff like that. But right now, the way things are going, man, this new Cubase is really starting to take shape now, and it's starting to pick up more and more steam with a lot of people. Now, I would say I still get more FL Studio sessions than I get Cubase sessions. I get more Logic sessions than I get Cubase sessions, okay? So it's still kind of like there, but it's not there, at least on my side, not on the hip hop and R&B side. Now, maybe if you're doing music scoring and a movie scoring and stuff like that, okay, I can kind of see that. But at the end of the day, I know that there's a lot of people that still use it, and I can tell by just the hype on the internet when they have new updates and everything, people flock to it. So I know it is still a thing, okay? Another thing I like is it's an all-in-one program. So if you want to make your music in it, you can make your music in it. If you want to record in it, you can record in it. It has everything you need. And even though I'm like a Logic Studio One type of a person, you can do all the same stuff and it sounds really good. It sounds really good. When you add your different samples into the samplers and everything, and it processes everything, stuff still comes out the right way. It still sounds very, very, very good, okay? Processing it, like when you're doing like a quick bounce, audio and stuff is very good. Just using the program overall is just a very good experience, okay? And I can say this, I will be using it more. I will try to get my hands on the Cubase 15 so I can do some more videos and stuff on it and learn it, because the more and more I'm starting to see people use it, the more and more I'm starting to like it, because it's just a really dope program to have. And then plus, there's so many people still using it, and it's just getting better and better and better. And like I said before, it's not like a FL Studio thing where a lot of young producers and stuff like that are using it. It's probably more older producers, and I'm not saying old, but 30s and 40s and stuff like that. Even though that is more in that range, it's still bringing on a lot of new features that Pro Tools is not bringing right now, okay? Even though Pro Tools is the industry standard, there's still a lot of features, a lot of quicker ways to do things on Cubase than it is on Pro Tools. And all I can see is this thing just getting better and better over time, okay? That's all I can see. Now, will it ever be that industry standard, or will it ever be how it was like in the early to mid 2000s? Would it be like that? I don't know. But with the landscape changing with a lot of these DAWs, you never know what could happen. Like, I know a lot of people went to Studio One. I know a lot of people have been on Logic. Like a lot of people on Reaper. We can't leave out the Reaper people. Ableton, can't leave them out either. But you got to think, before all of that, there was always Cubase. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, what happened to Cakewalk? A lot of people stopped using Cakewalk, but even though they stopped using it, you know what I'm saying, and people go into Sonar and stuff like that, a lot of people stopped using it, but a lot of people never stopped really using Cubase like that. A lot of people never stopped using Nuendo like that. And then now they have all these new great features in here. This thing is just getting better and better. I ain't gonna lie. It's just getting better and better. And I've been using it a lot more, even though I have the older version. It just still feels brand new to me. So I can only imagine when I get my hands on the Cubase 15, what is going to happen from that point. So hopefully I can get my hands on that. We'll see. Steinberg, we'll see what's kind of going on. I'm at least going to download the demo and check that out. And I'll probably do some videos with that in the future. But yeah, let me know how you guys feel about Cubase and if you use it. And if you have not used it, are you considering using it? And does it look like something that could really help you out? And if you already have it, let me know why you have it and why you love it so much. Is it like a brand loyalty thing to where you've known about it for so long and you just always needed to have it in your arsenal? Or is this something that you just really know that it's just great for what you do and it's just a great program? So I want to know how you guys feel about it. And if you guys don't have it, if you're not Cubase people, tell me why you don't have it. Or if you did have it and you don't use it anymore, tell me why, so we can have this, we can have this debate or just have this talk in the comment section. So yeah, Cubase is dope. I'm definitely going to get my hands on that 15 and try to make some videos and stuff with it. But yeah, it's one of those programs that stood the test of time, and it's still here and it's still getting better. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys may have liked it or learned something from it. And like I always say, peace out.